for him, and I'm expecting a call any minute now from my assistant with a name, and that person will be charged as an accessory to murder.
Well, I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
Then who? Who else, Alan?
Rick?
I don't feel well.
Are you all right? Is it the baby?
Easy, and I'm having cramps.
We've got to get her to the hospital.
No, I just want to go upstairs and lie down and see if this
That's
passes.
a very good idea. Let's go to the bedroom. You're under a lot of stress.
Here, let me help you,
the
Beth.
bath?
Alan.
Alan,
Rick will
I
help
got
me.
it, Alan. I need to get a pulse on you, okay? Just lay in the bed.
Phillip is alive.
Well, yeah.
He's alive.
I know it comes as quite a shock, honey. Just lay back and take it easy.
And Alan knew all along, and he didn't tell me. How could he do that?
I don't know. Maybe he was just trying to protect his son. You just
From us? We love Phillip better than anyone. We've done crazy things trying to protect him. We could have been out looking for him. We could have been trying to help him.
Beth,
And
stop it. You're manic. Your heart is racing out of control. You've got to stop it. Please.
something isn't right here. I keep thinking about the night that Phillip was shot.
Then don't think about it. Don't do this to yourself.
I remember there was so much blood on the floor, and I kept thinking, how can anybody survive that, losing all that blood? But then I knew that he would, because it was
You know
Phillip.
what? You haven't told me about baby names. Have you come up with any baby names
In the
yet?
hospital. At the hospital, the doctor came out and said that Phillip had died. He said that he had make it
You
with
know
him
this
on
isn't
it.
good for the baby. Stop it. Please stop it.
I remember that. I remember that like it was yesterday, just like I remember at Harley's wedding after the autopsy, and you exhumed the body. You said that he was in that coffin. You said that.
Beth, just give me a second and I can explain this to you. Just let me explain. Please.
Could you repeat that? The person who was fronting Phillip's dummy corporation was...
Beth, stop it.
You know.
Thanks, I'll get back to you.
Well, who is it? Who's doing Phillip's dirty work?
How could you do this to me? How could
Beth,
you do
I didn't know he was alive all this time. I swear to you. And whatever happened that day at the hospital, the day he supposedly died, I wasn't a part of that. I thought he died just like you did. I grieved just like you did. And quite honestly, I was relieved that he wasn't around, that he couldn't hurt my son anymore. And then one day he came to the house. I walked out the back door and there he was with a stupid grin on his face. Beth, do you have any idea how surreal it was to be standing there and looking in the face of my best friend who I thought was dead?
How was he? Rick, how was
He was manic, he was out of control, he was angry, and he acknowledged that he was emotionally unstable and that he did terrible things, so he needed to stay away. So he begged me to lie, Beth. He begged me to lie and say that listen to me, he begged me to lie to say that he was the one that was in that casket. No, not to tell anybody else, and not to say anything, and if I would do that, in his words, he said that he would stay away from my son. That's what he said. I mean, what other choice did I have? Yes, it was a lie, but there's no way in hell I was ever going to let him touch my son again. Beth, you would have done the same thing, right? I mean, was it your child? You would have done the same thing, right? I mean, was your son?
That was the last time.
Yes.
That was the last time that you saw him. That you talked to him. Rick. You didn't have anything to do with Ross's death, did you? Rick.
I want you.
Rick, talk to me.
Right now, I want you to calm down.
to me.
Don't do this to yourself.
Where are you going? Done it. Come here. Done it. Come here.
You killed my father!
Come here.
How dare you!
Calm down.
How dare you!
Come on.
to do with this?
It was a mistake. Like it was a tragic mistake. The plane was never supposed to take off. I just told Beth that I didn't hear from Phillip until Gus and Harley's wedding. The day the body was exhumed, I thought he was dead just like everybody else did. I did this because he was a dangerous man. I did this because I was convinced if he ever came home, I would never see my son again.
But you heard from him again.
He called last month in a panic saying that Ross had found him and he didn't feel safe. Phillip needed some time to get off the island. So he already made contact with the mechanic who was servicing Ross's plane. He had this guy arrange a problem that would prohibit the plane from ever leaving the ground in Washington, D.C. You see, Ross was supposed to switch planes. He needed somebody to pay this guy. So I did it.
Why did you do that, Rick?
Because Jude is my son. And I wasn't going to allow anybody ever to kidnap him ever again. I'm so sorry. I loved Ross and respected him more than any man I ever met in my life. More than my own father. Forgive myself for doing this. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. All right, we need to get her to the hospital. Somebody, please call an ambulance.
I'll do it.
Rick, after what I just learned about you, I don't want you near my wife or my unborn child. Do you understand?
Do you have any medical training? I didn't think so. She's staying in my care until she's in the hands of another doctor. Until then, if you don't like that, tough.
Ambulance is on its way.
Okay, thank you. Okay, take it easy. An ambulance is on its way, honey. Ambulance is on its way.
Help me, Rick.
We are.
Help me.